Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to City Skylines Green Cities. This is the Cleanup Crew Challenge. And our nice little expansion over here is coming along. As you can see, most of the space that we allocated has already been sort of snapped up by hungry applicants. As you can see, we've got a lot of people moving in to this area over here. We've got a few little vacant spaces left. I'm sure they'll get taken up pretty soon. And we still have a little bit of space over here that we haven't zoned at all yet. Let's see, how are things doing over here? You can see some of those customer options that we had, or customer problems that we had in this area have disappeared as the houses have leveled up. And we've only got the odd little bit over here now. Again, we dropped that plaza in there and it's leveled up a couple of the buildings over here, improved the leisure facilities. What else did we drop in? We dropped in something else, didn't we? I'm sure we dropped in something else to try and boost things a little bit. Oh yeah, we dropped in the playground. And that's boosted the happiness of the citizens in this area, which has improved the houses, made them a bit bigger, brought more people in. So that should help deal with these customer issues. You see one is a bit more pressing than the other because it's flashing quite rapidly. And over here, again, you can see we've got a few workforce issues. Some of those are starting to go away. Again, we've got new citizens in place that are being shipped over on the trams. So a large number of people being sort of bounced over this way. Let's just follow this crowd actually, let's see where they go. So some go off that way, some go off that way. A large chunk of them tend to come down here. And again, it does look as though a lot of them are using the two tram networks to get around to each other rather than actually going into the workplace over here. But we are getting a lot of people from this tram line, you know, making their way into the estate. You can see here we've got a group of people coming off the tram here. If we watch these guys, a good number of those are heading into the estate. So that's good to see. It's good to see that some of our efforts to not necessarily repurpose, but redirect some of the citizens to working. Some of that seems to actually be having an effect. So that's good to see. Take a quick nosy over here. Again, we're still getting buildings pinging and upgrading. What's our population like? 14.5, over 14,500. So we're getting closer and closer to the 16, was it 16.5 or just 16 that we needed? Let's take a look at our milestones. Oh, it's 17. We need 17,000, so we're just a little over 2,000 people short, 2.25. And once we get those, then we'll be able to get the things that we really need. So we'll be able to get that floating garbage collector to clean up our water, which is getting very, very dirty, as you can see. There's hardly any fresh water over here at all now. Let's take a look at our water situation. Sewage is kind of borderline. We might have to deal with that again pretty soon. Stick another pump in. Water pumping, water availability is still okay. So we don't have any major issues there. But we will have to keep an eye on sewage requirements. We may need to stick another one of these eco outlets in. And this entire body of water would be completely sludged if we hadn't switched over to these pumps, you know, because they're putting out a lot less mess. So it's taking longer to fill up this area with you know, sort of toxic water than it would have done before. But it is definitely an issue. We can probably get rid of that island at some point going forward soon as well. We'll have to see. I might actually redevelop the area a little bit around here and put in a proper sort of scenic water pump area and water control station. We'll come to that as we get to it, I think. More important is making sure that everything over here is running nicely. So where are all the people on this network getting on and off? So a few people getting on there. I suppose we need to see where the big queues are, don't we? There's a few people waiting to get on there. We come around to here. There's a fair few people wanting to obviously get on at this terminus here as well, so... It's quite busy over here. I get the feeling if we dropped something leisurely over there. I mean, look how many people are using these services as well. Maybe we need to start thinking about trying out something else from the DLC. Maybe we need to think about, go to buses, one of these, a biofuel bus depot rather than a traditional bus depot. Get some biofuel clean buses running back and forth in here, because there's a lot of people just walking all the way along through here. Maybe we could move some of them along all the way to this end, because I mean, you can see here it's kind of a little bit closed off, isn't it? And what I do want to do as well is, now that we have that extra bit of space over here, is I want to kind of loop our roads back around again. So I'm going to need to go to freeform for a second and just kind of stretch the road out a little bit and bring this road out a bit. Oh, I turned off my road guidelines, didn't I? Let's turn those back on again. Let's just keep that one straight, I suppose. And let's bring this road down. And I want that to go along the side of the park like that. There we go. That works. And we can now have a little bit of a loop for a bus line to turn around and then run back along this main road all the way back down here again. So that gives us a nice little turning loop for a bus, which is a good thing. And then we could also have another bus stop somewhere around here in this little sort of shopping hub. Have a bus that runs out this way into this area, and then maybe sort of does a loop somewhere around there. It comes back down through here, and again we've got a little turning loop here for a bus to then head back out that way. So we've got some options for buses as well, which is a good thing. Maybe we could even send the bus up that way, bring it down this way, and then loop it in here and just have a circular loop rather than an up and down line, which is a bit more traditional. So we have some interesting options ahead of us on that respect. The customer issue over here, look, sorting itself out. We're down to just one building over here with a lack of customers. More houses pinging with births and new people being born into those houses. More houses still upgrading. This is good to see. And our worker situation over here is slowly sorting itself out as more and more citizens become available and eligible to work, and at various different degrees of education as well, seeing as we have good education placements throughout our city. So this time out we want to kind of look at bringing a connection off the freeway just over here. Let's just go with a standard medium road, I think. Let's bring this down here. Bring it into this area like this. I suppose we could run that all the way through to a kind of a hub area over here perhaps, and then split traffic off. We'll leave it like that for now. I just want to build the connection first of all. And what I want to do is... do I want to straighten that bit of road out? That might make things a little bit easier. Yeah, let's do that. Let's tear up this freeway. We've got some cash. We've got quite a bit of cash, so we're okay in that respect. Let's tear out this bit of highway here, and let's straighten things up a bit so that we can actually put in a much more comfortable connection. Get rid of those bits as well. There we go. I want to put in a straight piece there. Take those off. Am I running straight road? I am. Good. Actually, I'm going to do this in one way, just because it makes it easier for upgrading purposes. We'll still have to upgrade it, but at least we won't have to mess around with direction changes afterwards. So let's run that out to... so I want that to be straight. That's 91 degrees. 90. There we go. I'll run that out past that little road that we put in. So if we run it to there, and then what's the spacing like? About 2 blocks. So if we start here and we run that way, then just put a slight kink just there. A little bit more gradual, but direction on that bit now before I forget. There we go. So that'll bring the roads together a little bit closer so that we can control the spacing through here. And then we need to go freeform. Actually, I want to just drag those out straight a little bit longer. Take that round to there. Ooh, that looks clunky and horrible, doesn't it? If I take it from there, I might not be able to actually curve it back onto that piece. So I'm going to have to just take those two bits off and hope I can work with that. In which case I'm going to need to take this down a bit. And I don't want too tight a turn. There we go, it's not too bad. We can get away with that. Let's try and keep that road shape alive if we can. It's just going to curve in too much, isn't it? Alright. So instead, let's put in some plotting pieces. We can try. Actually, that's not going to work just there. But if we can at least do this bit here. This one I will have to kind of change the direction of the roads afterwards, I think. It needs to go from there. That's the problem that we're having. So let's take that to there. There we go. And I'll try and maintain the integrity of the spacing like that. And then link that up like that. There we go. So that's a little bit tidier. Let's just change the direction of this this lane like that, and that bit. There we go, and we can take out our oh, didn't mean to do that. Take out our little spacing pieces there. Let's go freeform. Let's just rebuild this little piece here. There we go. So we've got our slightly redeveloped freeway. So we've got our nice straight edges over here. That probably is actually going to have to come out because that's not straight on, but that's okay. I need to go with straight road here. I want this to be toying with the idea of an underground off-ramp just here rather than over the top off-ramp. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go underground. So, let's see, where do we want to put our split? I suppose that's where we want our above ground kind of area to be. So, here, I want that to be underground, like that. I'm doing this in one way. I'm going to have to completely change how I do this, but let's see, traffic. Let's try and do it so there's no traffic conflicts. So no one turning against the flow of traffic, because otherwise we'd have traffic coming in this way. We'd have to go over a line, you know, over the lane to get onto the right-hand lane of that bit of road if it was two-way, and then traffic on the right-hand side here having to cross over the traffic to get on out that way. We have an in and an out ramp there. Would that work? In theory, yes, until we get to here. So maybe we do one down, one over. Do an under and over connection. Those also aren't long enough, I've realised. They would need to be to the same point there, wouldn't they? There we go, so that would be the same spacing. Gets a little bit trickier to tell sometimes because of the way it drops the road down at an angle. Changes your perspective a little bit. Maybe I'll just stick with just a straightforward. Yeah, let's just keep it simple. Let's not overcomplicate things here. What are my snapping options? Oops. Yeah, the step is there. Okay. Yeah, we'll just keep it simple. There we go. And then same on this side, so same starting point. Go there, go down, go across, go back up. There we go. Nice and simple, nice and straightforward. Then we have this underground connection here. In fact, I could keep that one above ground, I suppose, couldn't I? Yeah, there's no need for that one to be underground. If I take that underground to... Is it going to let me do it to there? And then bring it up? No, it won't let me bring it up. It's too far, or too short. So I'm going to have to bring that kind of back to where it was. There. Now I should be able to bring it up without a collision. No, still going to be a collision. Okay. So it didn't like there. I have to go to there. Slightly shorter. There we go. And then from this point, put that in like that. And then I'm trying to figure out how to do this without doing highway ramps first. That would work. Can I get it at 45 degrees? Actually, no. Do I want it? I want it to come off at a bit of an angle, I think. Let's take it there. Like that. Let's take it to that spacing point. Can I do the same on the other side at the same angle? What was it, 63, wasn't it? Close, 61. That's pretty close. Because what I want to do on these sort of in ramps, it's not going to work. What I want to do is I want to have I don't know. I'm thinking of things that don't need to be there. I'm thinking of having a split which doesn't need to be there. So I'm just, yeah, again, I'm overcomplicating this in my head. So let's try and keep it nice and simple. Let's go 45 degrees. Oh, we've got a straightforward 45 degree connection there. That works. 45 degrees. Straightforward connection there. And then underground here. Nice simple connection on that side. Nice simple connection on that side. There we go. So a nice basic sort of connection. Let's take those pieces out. Let's start upgrading road types. So that's going to be a slip road. It's going to be coming in the other direction. That's going to be a slip road. That's going the right direction. That works. That's going to be a slip road. It's the wrong way round. That one's the right way round. And then underneath, that's two-way. It needs to be two-way. Let's go with two-way highway. Upgrade that to two-way highway and that as well. There we go. Change directions. So we've got 2 lanes of traffic coming in on this side, and then we've got 2 lanes of traffic going out, one underneath and one out that way, over there. This needs to change direction. So the only conflict we'll have will be at this kind of point just here, underground. But hopefully it won't be too big of an issue. It's going to be a major kind of choke point. I hope we'll be all right. Let's upgrade our highway back to proper 3-lane highway. All the way through here. I might go 2-lane on that bit just there. I think I will. I think I'll go 2-lane there. Just to see how the traffic flows. Might encourage traffic to get in the right lane properly for turning off. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll see how it goes. So we'll go 2-lane through that section and then back to 3-lane here as the slip lane merges back in. There we go. Very simple, very straightforward. Just need to change this to freeway. And that keeps the traffic moving fast, but it reduces the number of lanes down. Let's see what happens. Yeah, look. Traffic is now leaving this lane alone. They're pulling out of that lane as they approach. So we'll have a clean lane going in. It's going to be a little bit more crowded on the way out. But we'll see how that works. Could go to 4-lane, I suppose, just there. Briefly. Might need to do the same over here as well. But we'll let it run like that. So we've got our way into the city over here. Let's look at actually bringing this road in. Try to find a good spot for us to link into the city. And I'm thinking, the more I look at this, the more I think sort of somewhere over here is probably a better option. Sort of around this kind of junction over here. So let's bring this around this way. And do I connect there? Do I go really bold and do that? How would that look? A little chaotic, but you know, I'm open to experimenting a bit more this time around, trying out things I don't normally do. Let's try that. Let's see how it works. We can always redesign the road if it's too much of an issue. I suppose we could put a roundabout in. There we go. We've got a connection to the freeway. Let's see if people start using that. We should hopefully start to see some traffic peel off and use that to get into our city. It does suggest that we might need to... See, I'm following this road here, so that runs like that, and it runs through here, along here. Yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, that would be the ideal location, really, wouldn't it? To bring that connection in. Maybe we could do that. Maybe we could delete out and bring the connection there instead. The corner of Mulberry Hills, and then we could upgrade that road and run it through to there. All the way to there, perhaps. Let's try that. So let's go upgrade. Just going to demolish but rebuild these houses. This is, again, you know, one of the reasons I like to put little bits of spacing between my districts now, so that if I do this, I've got space to re-expand back to the full-size buildings. There's a problem with the cemetery. Didn't think about the cemetery. I can't move it, I can't empty it. So we'll have to correct that bit later. But we can run 2-lane road through here. That uses up a bit of the space either side that we had as well. So that kind of works out. We'll have to rework our zoning slightly. And then let's take out this. Let's take out this connection here. Let's take out this connection here. It'll make a few people miserable, but it needs to be done. And then let's bring this road off. At an angle like this. Curve it through here. We are actually getting traffic using that as well. Look, that's kind of good to see. Bring it out and around this way. And start to sweep around towards our freeway connection like that. There's a little bit of a kink just there. I try to make my turns as smooth as I can, so let's try it from the opposite side. And there's a little bit less of a kink there. That looks better, I think. And then that runs in there and then links up with the main road running through there. So yeah, that could be better. We need to move this cemetery. It can't stay there because we can't then have our dual road running all the way through. There's no space to upgrade the road and put that back in there. So we need to get up to 17,000 people so that we can get that emptied into a crematorium and then just move it somewhere else. But while we're waiting for that, let's repair the zoning damage we did with that little bit of relocation of the road. So we're just going to go in and rebuild those little bits. Why is there a single block there? It's green. Let's change that. All that's okay. This is a little bit of a mess. There we go. Repair that. I'm going to dezone that for now. Repair that bit. And those bits. And same again here. Did I have a shop there? I don't remember having a shop there. Maybe I did. Let's just dezone those shops. Like that. Let's take that bit out. couple of shops here on this approach. Back where they kind of were. Demolish these houses because I think they're interfering with the zoning. Yes, they are, quite badly. There we go. Let's fix that problem. And then there's no reason why we can't now come back in over here, have that road come up and connect here, and then run across here and connect there, like that. Yeah, that works. And we've got to turn off there to gain easy access into this bit here, easy access into this bit here, although we can run through the main road as we've kind of discussed. So yeah, I like that. Let's just check our water coverage. Yep, need to extend that a little bit. Single pipe running across there. Like that, will do the job. I tell you what, I may as well just connect that to the... no, I want to leave some space there in case I need to throw another water tower in. So we'll leave that like that for now. Put some shops in here. I've got a couple of houses here that need to go because, again, interfering with the zoning. Because the connection doesn't exist anymore. Go. So we'll put a little commercial block just there along this road. Like that. And then we can go residential leading in this way. Put some houses on either side a little bit. I might need to check my water coverage again. I think I can just about get away with those houses. That one might be a bit of an issue. Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take those two bits out there. And there we go. A nice little extension over there. And while I'm here, let's go ahead and just drop that bit back in. Small houses just there. And just clean those up a touch as well. There we go. So let's run traffic. A car coming in. There's traffic lights there. There are, aren't there? Right, let's take a look at these intersections. Let's take the lights out. Let's put stop signs in. Just to kind of give way. Take that one out, actually. There we go. Take that one out as well. That should be fine. Yeah, there we go. That gets everything moving reasonably smoothly and free flowing. You can see we've got stuff now moving along here. Nothing going out yet. Well, a motorcyclist going out yet. Someone on a moped. There we go. Getting a little bit of traffic going out that way as well now. Now that the route is established. Population has dipped a bit because we've done a little bit of remodelling. So I think we've lost about 1,000 people there as part of our remodelling, but they'll come back. I'm pretty sure of that. house pinging and upgrading there. That's good to see. Some of these houses starting to drop back in along here. And that miserable rainy weather. But we have got our freeway connection up and running, and you can see that we are definitely getting a diversion of some traffic that would normally be going in all the way over there. So that'll lessen the traffic over here a little bit. That's always a good thing. We're getting some traffic going out that way, but not much. Not surprising. I mean, there's a little bit of commercial over here, but not really much else. Got a little bit of industrial traffic moving out there as well. We are going to be putting up a farm as well, don't forget. We might put the farm... I think we'll probably put the farm in this space here, rather than over here. Oh, I don't know, I might bring it over here actually. Out the way, near the freeway. That might be a better place to put it, is to put it in this spot just here. I think we might look at that next time out. I want to try and get that population up before we do anything else though, before we start adding in more industry. I don't think we need any more at the moment. We could look at maybe getting a few offices in place, because we don't really have any, I don't think. We've got a couple just over here, look. But for the really highly educated people, there just aren't many options at the moment. So we did talk about maybe dropping some offices here, so let's do that. Just drop a few in there. Nothing massive, nothing major. That'll just calm down our industrial demand slightly. Stick one there as well. And again, we've got a tram route right here, which is perfect for people who want to get to work in those offices. You know, we've got a route for various different people to use. We could look at implementing a sort of a through the city route, but I think we'll probably go with buses for that instead. We'll use the eco buses to try that out. Let's again just prune away some of these abandoned buildings where we find them. And look at the industry over here. We've got one abandoned building which we can prune away right now, but no issues with getting workers to their jobs. So the changes that we've made in bringing in extra population and improving our transport network over here a little bit have definitely paid off. And again, you can see some people spilling straight into the estate over this way and then spilling out again to get a tram home. So the changes that we made have had a positive impact. They've taken a while to kick in, but they have had a positive impact. Again, practically no clean water left at all. In fact, I think even that might be slightly tainted. Let's take a look at my pollution. Yeah, there's barely any clean water at all left now over here, is there? We're okay though, we're still alright. This all seems to be zoning in quite nicely again. We're back up to 15,500 almost. There's still a little bit of demand for residential, but we have got a little bit of resident stuff unclaimed yet. We've got a spot here, a little bit of space there. There's a bit of space here behind that building. I probably will actually just take that house out, try and get something. And is there a house there? Yeah. Try and get a big house to spawn in that block instead. That would be better. Prune away people's houses sometimes just to try and encourage a bigger building to go in, which will yield more people in the long run. Everything over here looks okay. There's a gap there. I need to zone that in. Is that a gap? It is. Let's fill that in. So again, we've got a nice little block of residential just here that's waiting to be taken up. And straight away, as we talk about that, people move in now that we've fixed that space up a little bit better. And we've got an upgrade on the building behind as well. Good stuff. So the population is going to improve. It's going to get up to at least 16,000. Maybe with a little bit of tweaking I can get it up to 17 without having to zone any more stuff. Although we do have more space over here that we haven't allocated yet. Alright, let's drop these in. Just there. have a little corner shop just there. Like that. Drop a couple more offices in along here, perhaps, like that. They may get relocated. I may relocate them along this road here, Valley Street, because that's just a long empty road at the moment, and that makes sense for that to be kind of a main sort of industrial push for offices. And what I'm going to do, again, so we can do it now so we don't have to do it later, is I'm going to put a pathway in there so that even if people don't want to use the tram, they've got a cut through underneath to get to this area over here. Save them having to sort of walk here, then walk all the way around to there, then walk all the way back. Are we getting power issues? Ah, we are, and that's having a knock-on effect on our water as well. Are we out of power? Yeah, we have kind of pushed our power to its limits, haven't we? Can I increase the budget a bit more? Yes. Let's push the budget up to 125. There we go. That'll sort out the power issues, which should hopefully sort out the water pumping issues. Well, that might be a capacity thing, actually. Yeah, that's a capacity thing rather than a power thing. Okay, so we are going to need another one of these eco water outlets. I had a feeling we would do at some point pretty soon. Pause for a second so I can take this bit of piping out. There we go, I can connect there. And connect there like that. Pipe's connected. Outlet is on. Excellent stuff. So that will now take care of our water issue over there, which it has done. And you can see there we've got a good balance now between our water availability and our sewage treatment. What's the population? Nearly 16,000, and a big demand for all three blocks. Okay, I guess we go in and we zone these last little bits then, because we're running out of pre-existing zoning. Let's do that. I am going to actually get rid of those. That. I'm going to make this residential along here. I'm going to make this commercial along here. And then this is going to become offices. And I've got to be wary of not putting too much in because it is going to have a knock-on effect. If I put too much office stuff in, then people are going to leave the industry over here. So I want to do it in bits. Plus, I need to have a demand for industry when we bring the farm in as well. If I just zone away that entire demand with offices, when we build the farm, we'll have no workers available to go in there. So it's finding a balance, not overdoing it too quickly. Right, so we're over 16,000. We need less than 1,000 people to go to hit that next milestone, which unlocks those really, really important things. The garbage collector to clean up our water, which is disgusting. And also the crematorium, so we can start emptying out those grave sites, especially the one over here that needs to be completely emptied and then relocated so that we can get that road upgraded and widened. That is kind of a big thing for us to get done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the city just run like this. No changes, no additions. I'm just going to let it run and let the population go up. I might tweak a little bit of the zoning if necessary, if we fall a little bit short, but I want to try and hit or get right up against 17,000 for the start of the next episode, and then from there we'll be able to kick on with the next milestone unlock. So I'm not going to be building anything, but I am going to be maybe just tweak some of our residential zoning just a touch if necessary. between episodes. So if you are building along with me in the background, then you won't find half a city just suddenly appear overnight. Next time you come back, I may just tweak things a little bit, and if I do, I'll obviously highlight what those tweaks were. But I'm going to let the city run, try and get to 17,000 or just under 17,000, and that's where we'll pick up next time. So that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more of the Green Cities Cleanup Crew Challenge here on City Skylines on the PS4 very soon.